So, good morning. It's Tuesday, I don't know what day it is, of the isolation. I lost track. Yesterday was College Monday, and I forgot that it was College Monday because a new season of Housewives was just released. So I got distracted. But I know I never do this, but I will tell you a college story on a Tuesday because this isn't like real school. But here I am. I put on a sweater, like a school sweater. I put on earrings. I am ready to teach. So my college story today, I don't have evidence of this college story because my evidence is at school and I'm still not allowed to get into my classroom. So you'll just have to take my word for it. So this is kind of a fail college story. It's a story about 2 times that I got really bad grades. So I've told you a little bit about some of my classes, and I told you about an English class that I worked really hard on and got a C+, and I was super excited. I told you about my biology bill, breaking all my projects, and I got a C, which I learned that I was kind of okay with the C. C for college. So I did not get C's in high school. I mostly got A's and B's. So C's were like, okay. Well, what was really shocking was getting your first D, which when you fail, you like know you're failing. But a D is a real slap in the face. Like, you could have gotten a C, but you didn't. You got a D. So D's still counted if they were not in your major, so you didn't have to retake it. So then I changed my motto to D for diploma. My first D came in a class called Earthquake Country. So coming from high school, I knew some basic things about myself. One was that I did not like math. Super boring. It's not even real. I saw no need for it. I wasn't bad at it. I just had no interest in math. My second thing I learned in high school was that while science was rather interesting, it was really hard. Like, you had to study to pass science with a good grade. They had like vocab words, like in English, if you don't know a vocab word, you can kind of like, skip over it and get it in context. In science, if you didn't know the vocab word, you couldn't answer like the next 5 questions on the test. Also, science always had the multiple choice tests, which you would take and you would like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And then you come back and you got like a 27%. So it always like took you by surprise because you didn't even know what you didn't know. English, you take a test, you definitely know you didn't know because you leave the question blank. Science was tricky like that, and you had to study. So I thought I would switch up the game and sign up for a class called Earthquake Country because that is kind of what I assume to be like a bonehead science class, like not real. We're gonna study some earthquakes, maybe go out in the land and feel a fault or something. So I signed up for it. What I didn't really understand was that Humboldt State took science pretty seriously. So science classes were kind of hard. Also, my teacher for this GE underdivision basic science class was like the seismographic expert of California, which apparently earthquakes in California are kind of a big deal. So I kind of got a reality check. So she was actually a really fun teacher. Like, I'd go to lectures and she was young and like really into earthquakes, so she made them sound really interesting. She did, like, I remember her rolling wave, I don't know what it's called, and her jumping wave, like she did all these kinds of things. And then we get the multiple choice test, and I didn't know anything on the test because you actually had to read the textbook and study and learn things, which wasn't very interesting. And so I got a D, And it was my first grade where I got it back, and I was like, oh no, this is bad. I got a D, and my dad gave me a phone call to try to inspire me to do better in college, and he gave me the big, what I call the Vietnam talk, where he said when he was in college, he was threatened by the Vietnam War, so he had to study and get good grades, and I need to take college more seriously. And I was like, okay. So then I was having a conversation with Mr. Michael about a few weeks ago, and I told him this story about earthquake country. He knew this professor, and I don't remember her name. He remembers her name. Apparently at Humboldt State, he took a lot of science classes. So I looked her up. Oh, she's kind of a big deal. So I started researching her. So she's here. Look, PhD at Berkeley. I mean, this woman, she's good. She's also won all these awards. I guess there's this big earthquake club out there where geologists meet and study earthquakes because they're trying to learn how to predict earthquakes, which she taught us all about that. I don't remember anything. Anyway, so I got my D in my earthquake country, and I just remember the phone call, my father. How in the hell do you get a D in a class called earthquake country? It was really hard. This professor was really into earthquakes. Anyway, so semesters go on and I'm doing really well. I told you my math, I just didn't take the math class or didn't go to the math class. It's not like I failed it or got a D in it. Anyway, then my next bad class was my last semester of Humboldt State. I had already applied to go into a teaching credential. I already knew my plan. I just needed to take another upper division GE psychology class. And so I signed up for psychology of women, which I thought would be super easy because I'm a woman. I like psychology. Psychology is kind of like a fake history class. Throw in a little science, call it good. So I went to this class pretty regularly. We were graded on a test, which I don't remember what I got, but it wasn't bad. It was pretty basic information. And then a final was a big research paper. So we were supposed to be working on this research paper all semester. Well, some things that I didn't understand was that different subject matters require different formats of essay papers. And a scientific research paper is really different than an English research paper, because I thought I could just take my women in literature research paper and add a little Freud to it and turn it in and call it good. Yeah, I got a bad grade on my final. I got an F on my final, and she wrote, "This is not scientific. This is not APA. This is an MLA." And I was like, yeah, I know. It's an English paper. Anyway, she gave me an F on the paper, and I got a D plus in the class. D plus. She had to see a D plus, not a C minus. D plus. But at that time, one, I didn't care anymore. I just wanted my credits, and I wanted out. Two, I think my parents had, given up. When you reach that point with your parents where they're like, please just graduate. We just want you to graduate. Just finish college. Any way you can, just do it. So I think I was in that stage with my parents. And so I just wanted to share with you that sometimes it's okay to screw up. You just pick yourself up, brush yourself off, sign up for the next class, and try again next semester. And you always have the option in college to retake a course too. So if it's in your major, you can't get D's in your major, you get kicked out. Don't do that. I did not get D's in my major because those are the classes that I actually liked. So make sure you like your major, you like those classes. And that's my story. It's not very exciting, but my D in earthquake country didn't hold me back. very much in life. I've only been in like 2 earthquakes in my life, and they were not that big. They just kind of shook me up and got nauseous a little bit. But that's the story. So that's it. Okay, bye.